Hello guys, I've been getting this DM about how to become a self-taught data scientist and an AI engineer in today's technological world. And I'm going to outline the best smart pipelines for data science and AI in this tutorial. Becoming a data scientist or an AI engineer as a self-taught individual is not about consuming endless tutorials or memorizing algorithms. It is about following a clear, structured path that transforms knowledge into real-world impact. The smartest way to approach this journey is through a pipeline, a step-by-step progression that builds your skills from the ground up and prepares you to solve meaningful problems. The journey begins with building a strong foundation before touching complex models or artificial intelligence tools. You must first understand the language of data. This includes mathematics, especially statistics and probability, as well as Python programming language and basic SQL, which is structured query language. These are not optional skills. They are the core tools that allow you to think logically, analyze data, and communicate with machines. Without this stage, everything else becomes guesswork. Once the foundation is in place, the next step is to engage with data itself. Data is the fuel of AI, and learning that is very powerful. How to find and understand it is essential. At this stage, you explore data sets, study their structure, and begin to see how raw information is organized. This is where many beginners realize an important truth. Real world data is rarely clean or perfect. It is often incomplete, inconsistent, and messy. That realization leads directly into one of the most important phases of the entire pipeline, the cleaning and pre-processing. This is where raw data is transformed into something useful. Missing values must be handled, duplicates removed, outliers identified, and categorical information converted into numeral forms. It may not seem glamorous, but this stage is where the real work happens. In fact, most professional data scientists spend the majority of their time here. With clean data in hand, the focus shifts to understanding it deeply through exploratory data analysis, which we normally call EDA. This stage is about asking questions and uncovering patterns. You visualize data, analyze relationships, and begin to extract insight. It is here that data start to tell a story, and your role is to interpret that story in a meaningful way. As your understanding grows, you move into feature engineering and selection. This is where creativity meets technical skill. Instead of relying on only existing data, you create new features that better represent the problem you are trying to solve. You also identify which variables truly matter and remove those that do not. This step is powerful because the quality of your features often determines the success of your model. After preparing the data, the next stage introduces machine learning, where you begin to build models that can learn from data and make predictions. You experiment with different algorithms, train your models, validate them, and evaluate their performance. This is where theory becomes practical and you start to see your work producing results. For more complex challenges, the journey continues into deep learning. This involves neural networks capable of handling tasks such as image recognition, speech processing, and natural language understanding. While more advanced, this stage opens the door to cutting edge applications and innovation. However, building a model is not the end of the process. It is essential to evaluate and interpret it. You must ensure that your model is accurate, reliable, and understandable. Metrics such as precision, record, and other evaluation techniques help measure performance, while interpretability tools allow you to explain how your model makes decisions. This is especially important in industries like healthcare, education, and finance, where trust is critical. Finally, the pipeline reaches its most impactful stage, deployment and monitoring. This is where your model becomes a real product. It is integrated into applications used by people and continuously monitored to ensure its performance well over time. At this stage, you move beyond being just a learner and become a builder of solutions. Throughout this entire journey, one pipeline remains constant. Learning alone is not enough. You must build projects at every stage, reinforce your skills, and demonstrate your ability to solve real problems. Whether it is simple analysis, data analysis, project, or a full AI powered application, each project moves you closer to mastery. Success in this field does not come from talent alone, but from consistency and strategy. By continuously learning, practicing, building, and sharing your work, you're positioning yourself for growth and opportunity. The world of AI is evolving rapidly, and those who follow a structured path will stand out. In the end, the goal is not just to understand artificial intelligence, but to use it as a tool for impact. By following this smart pipeline, you are not just learning a skill, you are preparing yourself to solve real world problems and make a difference. Is that not it?